Why didn't Hitler invade Switzerland during World War II? While all of Europe was burning in this war, how did Switzerland stay untouched? Most people think it's because Switzerland is peaceful, neutral, and simply wanted no part in the bloodshed. But the truth is far more complicated and far less innocent. When World War II broke out in 1939, most of Europe was thrown into chaos. Countries had to choose sides. Either you were with the Allies like Britain, France, and the US, or with Nazi Germany and the Axis powers. But Switzerland chose something different. It chose to stay neutral. On paper, that meant not taking sides, not sending soldiers to war, and not joining any military alliances. But neutrality didn't mean that Switzerland really stayed out of this war. In fact, Switzerland's role in the war was deeply controversial. Let's start with its location. Switzerland is surrounded by countries that were either occupied by Nazi Germany or controlled by it, like France, Italy, Austria, and Germany itself. So if Hitler really wanted to invade, Switzerland wouldn't have stood a chance. Its army was small and its population was tiny compared to Germany's military machine. So how did it avoid being invaded? The answer lies in a mix of strategy, fear, and profit. Switzerland made sure to keep its borders closed and its mouth shut. But behind the scenes, it was doing business with both sides. Even as Nazi Germany was stealing gold, money, and valuables from Jewish families and occupied countries like Poland and France, Switzerland was accepting that gold into its banks. The Swiss government knew where this gold came from. They knew it was stolen, but they took it anyway. At the same time, Switzerland was also trading with the Allies. It sold goods, provided financial services, and positioned itself as a useful economic partner. In other words, while bombs were falling across Europe, Switzerland was busy making money by helping both the victims and the aggressors. And then there was the issue of refugees. As Jewish families ran for their lives, many tried to escape to Switzerland. Some made it, but thousands were turned away at the border, not because Switzerland couldn't help, but because the government believed those refugees wouldn't bring value to the country. Documents later revealed that Switzerland's refugee policy was guided by economic gain and not compassion. Of course, the Swiss government has since apologized for its actions during the war, but for many families the damage was done. So was Switzerland really neutral? Technically, yes, it didn't fight in the war, but morally and economically it was involved deeply. Some say Switzerland made the best choice it could. It was surrounded, outgunned, and vulnerable. Staying neutral kept its people safe. Others believe Switzerland protected its economy first and human lives second. Even historians still debate this today, but one thing is clear: Switzerland's survival during World War II wasn't just about peace, it was also about politics, business, and survival at any cost. So the next time you hear someone say Switzerland stayed out of the war because it was peaceful, remember this: neutrality in war doesn't always mean innocence.